Hey guys, okay, so now we're going to talk about Chicago Fire. And this series is basically, like it says in the title, it's about a group of firemen working in Chicago, and we get a glimpse into their personal lives as well as their professional lives. The show stars Tyler Kinney, and he plays Severide on the series. And right now, season two is off to a really good start. There's a lot of things going on I'm really excited about. Right now, the biggest issue that the show is dealing with is there's been a change in sort of the city of Chicago, and they're cracking down on all these different firehouses. And the Chief Bowden, he and his station 51 is basically under a lot of scrutiny right now. They're trying to implement this whole new system into the station, and Bowden's been sort of having some push and pull with the lady who has been brought in to run all of this, and she's basically it was basically spying on this house. And, there's a guy that works there who was just transferred over, and he's been basically spying on the house for her. So there's a lot of tension in the house going on right now because there's basically like a mole within the department. And all the firemen have found out just recently found out who it was, so they're all trying to like get him out of their house. So that's a big storyline that's going on right now. And in the last episode, Bowden basically handed in his letter of resignation. Obviously, the guys on his crew don't want this to happen, but this is how it ended last season. So we have Matt Casey, who's another fireman, and we've got Severide, and then we've got Peter Mills, who is integral to the storyline. His father was also a fireman back in the day, and he used to work with Chief Bowden. And we have Severide's dad, who is, I believe he's played by Treat Williams. Anyways, he is... I really like his character. He's in the last episode. He basically just told Severide that Bowden is out and now he is going to be the new chief. And the look on Severide's face was not impressed. So there's all this like kind of like history that is being brought into this one, because we've got at least three guys on this squad whose fathers were once used to work in that house too, or at least all used to work together. So I think that brings a nice little dynamic into the house. And then we have a couple of the other firemen who opened up a bar, just like around the corner from where they all work, and they're basically getting hustled by this guy who wants a little piece of the of the pie off the top without even doing anything, just letting them have their own business. And we're just finding out now that Dawson, this guy that she was interested in, she was under the impression that he's working with this slime ball, but it turns out he's actually a cop and he's working undercover to try to get these guys. And things heated up last episode because the guy came in, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. He basically came in and tried to put the squeeze on them, and he like smashed up the bar, and it was like intense and it was crazy, and you're just kind of thinking, what is going to happen next? Like, is somebody going to die because of this? Like, it's getting good. And I'm really enjoying where we're heading with this new storyline, and I'm enjoying, last year there was quite a bit going on. Like, they had tons of things going on, and I mean, they still do. Like, right now, Casey's character, I mentioned earlier, he's dealing with some stuff right now because there was a fireman at the beginning of last season who died, and then his wife and kids were obviously alone. And at the beginning of this season, she got into an accident and it was her fault, and now she's in jail. And so her two kids are now living with Casey. And Casey's taking care of these two kids. And, every once in a while, Dawson comes over to help, because we all know from last season, Dawson really had a huge crush. It's not really a crush, she's like in love with Casey. And there was a moment where they almost got together, and then they stopped. And I'm actually kind of glad that they did, because I really want to see these two, when they eventually get into a relationship, be in a relationship, because they're both on the same, like in the same place. They have the same feelings for one another, and it's not like, okay, well, he just broke up with his girlfriend, and then he moves on to Dawson when she's really been having these feelings for him for such a long time. Because then it just kind of feels like, she's like his, like the next person that he dates, and it's not going to be that serious. And so nobody wants that. I don't want to see that for Dawson anyway. So, there hasn't been too much like in-house dating. Like Mills and Dawson did date, and I thought that they played that out pretty well. But those are really the only kind of in-house relationships that we've had going on. And because you don't want it to seem like all these people do is like screw each other, for lack of a better word. But right now, there's a lot going on with Chicago Fire. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to see next week's episode, because it looks like things are heating up on all different sides. So that's my review of Chicago Fire so far, and next week I'll do a more detailed review on the episode that airs. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'll see you next week. Bye.